Once upon a time, in a land filled with castles, magic, and dreams, there lived a sweet and gentle girl named Cinderella. She lived in a cozy cottage with her mean stepmother and two grumpy stepsisters. They made her do all the work in the house, while they enjoyed a life of ease. One sunny morning, an exciting announcement came to their village. The royal palace was having a grand ball, and everyone was invited, including Cinderella. It was a chance for people from all over the kingdom to meet the kind and handsome Prince Charming. Cinderella's eyes sparkled with joy at the thought of going to the ball. However, her stepmother and stepsisters were not so kind. They told Cinderella that she couldn't go to the ball because she had too much work to do. Cinderella felt very sad and tears filled her eyes. She thought her dreams of going to the ball would never come true. But wait! Just when things seemed impossible, something wonderful happened. Cinderella's fairy godmother, who had been watching over her, appeared in a twinkle and a wave of her magic wand. "Don't worry, my dear," she said. "I'm here to help you." With a sprinkle of fairy dust and the swish of her wand, Cinderella's plain dress transformed into a beautiful gown. Her old shoes turned into sparkling glass slippers, and the pumpkin became a magnificent carriage. "Now, Cinderella," her fairy godmother said, "you can go to the ball, but remember, you must leave the palace before the clock strikes midnight. That's when the magic will fade." Cinderella was overjoyed. She hopped into her magical carriage and was off to the royal ball. When she arrived at the palace, everyone was amazed at her beauty. The Prince Charming, saw her and couldn't take his eyes off her. He asked her to dance and then glided across the ballroom floor, twirling and laughing. Cinderella was having the time of her life, but as the night went on, she remembered her fairy godmother's warning. The clock on the wall began to chime, and it was almost midnight. She had to leave the palace immediately. Cinderella hurried down the grand staircase, but in her haste, she left one of her glass slippers behind. The next day, the prince knew he had to find the owner of the glass slipper. He wanted to see the mysterious girl again. So, he and his servants went to every house in the kingdom, asking all the girls to try on the glass slipper. But it seemed like no one's foot was a perfect fit. Finally, they arrived at Cinderella's cottage. Her stepsisters tried to squeeze their feet into the slipper, but it was too small for them. Then, Cinderella quietly stepped forward, and to everyone's astonishment, the slipper fit her perfectly. The prince was overjoyed, and he recognized her from the ball. He knew she was the one he had been searching for. Cinderella and Prince Charming were soon married in a grand ceremony, and they lived happily ever after in the palace. And so, children, this is the wonderful story of Cinderella. It teaches us that goodness and kindness are always rewarded, and dreams come true when we believe in them. The end.